Welcome to Donu's Week, which is about what I've been up to for the past 7 days, the people I've interacted with, the places I've been to, the things I've done and not done, and the thoughts I've had. Hello everyone, thank God it's Friday. So, welcome to Donu's Week. Now, before I tell you what's been going on in my head and in my world in the past 7 days, I need to make a brief announcement, which is that there will no longer be a separate Sunday show dedicated to viewers' voices. Because as things stand, I'm basically working 7 days a week. I'm doing something that requires effort every day, whether it's a broadcast for YouTube or somebody else, or an article that needs to be written, or work-related research material that I need to read. And I have, to cut a long story short, decided that for the sake of my mental health, there needs to be one day every week when I don't have to do anything, when I can just lie around reading a novel or watching a soap opera on TV or whatever. So let me have that one day of rest that the Lord said we should all have. At 66, I think I've earned it. And henceforth, what will happen is that any comments that you ladies and gentlemen might occasionally make when you have watched my Wednesday videos or my Friday videos will be somehow incorporated into the actual videos rather than separated and discussed on a special Sunday program. The highlight of my week undoubtedly was a trip to Accra, the capital of Ghana, to meet a group of Black Americans and Black British people who had gone to Ghana to experience their African roots. Now, this tour was led by two family friends of Guyanese extraction, and Juliet Alexander, who also happens to have been my producer, one of my producers, when I worked for BBC Television as a young woman, and Effa Grant, who's a business lady, and also from a very distinguished family. Her brother, Bernie, was one of the first Black British people to become a member of Parliament. We're very proud of him. He's gone now, but he will never be forgotten. Okay? So Juliet and Efwa took, I think, about 25 people to Ghana from London. That was the starting point. And before I even arrived, they had already done like 7 days in Ghana, touring the country. But for them, of course, the most significant part of that experience was a visit to Elmina, a fortress that was associated with the transatlantic slave trade for 3 centuries. And it's a really harrowing experience. You know, there's the fort, there's the door of no return through which slaves walked that final journey to the waiting ships that would take them forcibly in chains to America, South America, North America, the Caribbean, and other parts, Europe and other parts of the world. And there's a dungeon, so you can see where the slaves were incarcerated while they were awaiting that final exit from their motherland. And so my friends and the people who joined them on this tour went through that harrowing experience of almost reliving what their ancestors went through. And then I joined them when they returned to Accra to relax and, you know, check out local markets and local cuisine and look at beautiful local fabrics like kente cloth, the traditional Ghanaian material. And we had a really nice time. But I was very mindful of the fact that for some of them, the trip was not just all about fun and, you know, random history lessons. It was a deeply emotional experience. And it was a privilege for me to spend any time with them at all. And on the Monday, we went to, we stayed at a hotel called the Lancaster, and we all hung around by the poolside on Monday night till very late. and two friends who live in Accra full time, Prince Moses Ofori-Atta and Kent Mensah, both journalists whom I met on the Africa Report magazine. It's a long story, but it's a magazine based in Paris that we've all worked for, and I still work for. We had a great night. They drank with me and my ladies. I say my ladies because most of the people on that tour were women, actually. A couple of great guys, but it was mostly a girls' trip. And hence the obsession with buying fabric and fashion and everything. It was really nice. So I returned to Nigeria on Tuesday nights, and those moments I spent with those people are still very, very fresh in my mind. Oh, let me just give a special shout out to a lady called Erica. I met her for the first time, and she came with her mom, her mother lives in Jamaica, and Erica lives in London, and they came together to Ghana. And we want to give a special shout out to Erica's mom, Auntie, as I called her. I think it's great that at her age she should be willing to make that long journey just to reconnect with her ancestry. And another special shout out to Teko Evans Amfom, another family friend, but this one is actually based in Accra, and he was kind enough to come and join us for that last night of drinking and gisting, and it was fabulous. So let me end this little section on my Ghana trip with a quotation from Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, Ghana's liberation leader at the time of independence and the great Pan-African. And he said, "I am not African because I was born in Africa, but because Africa was born in me." And you can see my friends clustered around a poster that expresses this powerful thought. And so before I say goodbye to you this week, let me say goodbye to an auntie, Mrs. Caroline Maava Giadom, the mother of a friend of mine, Dr. Ferdinand Giadom, great intellectual and scientist, former head of High Prep, organization that was set up by the Nigerian government and United Nations to deal with environmental pollution in the oil-producing Niger Delta region where we come from. Auntie Caroline and Ferdinand and myself are from a village called Bodo in Rivers State, and she is being buried today. And may Almighty God help her family and friends to deal with the sadness about her departure, the sorrow, and may she rest in perfect peace in the bosom of the Almighty. Thank you very much.